We're live, Ronnie.
Cubs Music, the team producers. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh Cubs music on the beat. 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 Exclusive beat for you.
Hey, Jason, you got to, how's it going, brother? You got to switch me back. You got my camera off again. How you doing?
Good.
That's good.
All right.
And we're live.
I don't know why it does that to us.
I'll fix it later.
Thank you for that amazing intro, brother.
Oh, come on. It was just nothing, man. We just got to get it up. Some dubstep speciality or I don't know.
It's fantastic. And, you know, for the people that listen to that and they hear some cursing in it, I was thinking during that intro, we really do have an adult content material that we cover. And I don't really think that this material is for children at home. I don't think they have what it takes to grasp it. I think you have to be an adult that, you know, is studying and researching to be able to grasp these materials, and then they can teach it to their children, and it'd be, you know, up to them as parents to decide how to deliver this content to their children. But in general, I feel like the things that we cover are adult-oriented material. And I'm not a fan of cursing myself, but it does seem to have an effect as far as the coding in this world. We think it's a simulation. It does seem to put some sort of an emphasis factor, or it's like speaking in all caps or something like that. You ever notice that?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It's interesting, right? So
you getting set up?
Oh yeah.
All right. So we I just want to say to everybody that's listening, the last couple times that we would have been doing hangouts, I wasn't feeling it. Like I wasn't down, but well, I guess down a little bit. It was a very cursory type feeling where there's a lot going on these days. We were taking care of secular business. We're getting trolled with things breaking down and, you know, all these different things going on. And then within the flat earth community, we undergo extreme censorship. And so one of the things that we're going to talk about tonight a little bit was how to, for people that do hear this message, how to spot that, yes, in fact, we are being censored in radical ways. And, what can you do if you're a person out there that hears this message and understands that we're being censored and believes that what we are speaking is the truth? How can you be involved in getting that message out if you think that we're being censored? And so go through that. I've got written on the whiteboard here tonight, I sort of wanted to talk about this new material that's come out from Dr. Zach and Flat Earth Astronomy and Steve Torrance. And go through that, and then talk about that material that we came across this morning about the Feast of Tabernacles and how that may tie into all the key watch dates that we're watching right now. Another current event that I would like to go through is North Korea, and how it's in the headlines right now. Let's see, a new satanic rant by IPS that I think everybody needs to hear about. Maybe we could dig into the whole Pepe hate speech thing, and Hurricane Irma and what we should be looking out for with that, and also the timing of it. Maybe September 11th. Is this something biblical that's taking place right now? And so those are the topics I wanted to cover. Do you have anything that in particular you wanted to start with?
I figure we could go with, why don't you start off with Dr. Zach?
Sounds good. So I'm just going to get the chat up on my screen, so when I go through some of this material, we can see if there's some chat going on.
I figure we could go with, I guess I'm nice and loud.
That's coming through great. See, I'm going to try to pop this out, make it a little bit easier to read.
So how's it going? Noche, Sika, Quariolo. Oh yeah, we're also going to touch upon Tim the Troll.
Okay.
We're going to talk a little bit about his sniping activities and some other issues.
All right, so let me get a little screen share going here. And I'd like to say hi to everybody in the chat.
Please give it a thumbs up and share this. I don't know how on a Labor Day weekend that we're not getting any views. It's incredible.
Well, yeah, that's something that we can point out, that the promo pieces that we put up, that we listened to right there, that was awesome. All a person has to do is just click on it and it would show up as view. And between our channels, Wake Souls, Event Skeptic, we're looking at, what is that, 7,000 subscribers right there. Beyond Flat Earth, pushing 600. We were seeing like 40 views. 40 on a Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central, Labor Day weekend. Nobody's got to get up for work in the morning. And well, there's a headline that I want to talk about tonight too, under the censorship. YouTube accused of censorship, and and we are literally they started with us. We were the first ones to really see and experience what they were doing. They don't show that they're censoring us, but their tactics, what they explain that they're doing, is exactly what's been happening to us.
Oh yeah.
So
Without a doubt.
is this sharing here?
Of course you can, Nacho CK. You can post all of our videos are under the Public Fair Use Educational Act, and you are screen sharing.
Fantastic. So yeah, Nacho, he asked, how can I share? And that is all the things like all the social medias, the Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus. What else would you recommend?
LinkedIn, everything. There's so many. There's like Vimeo, VidMe, Google Plus, Pinterest, Reddit, Stumbled Upon, Facebook, Blogspot.
It's just a matter of taking the time to copy the link of the video that you would like to share to one of those sources and posting it, right?
Yeah, it's clicks. And well, you know, we only ask you if you enjoy the material, and just so everybody knows, speaking to everyone now and in the future, you know, you're one of a very, very small fraction of people that are actually allowed to publicly view these podcasts. We're so censored, you know, we might be talking tens, you know, under 20.
Right.
It's a pretty elite group. So you're not sharing the chat, but you are screen sharing Flat Earth Astronomy message from a while ago.
Okay, but it doesn't show the chat as well?
I think it's coming. Okay, now you got it.
Okay.
It's small. But that's all right.
Do you think it's readable?
Yeah, I can read it.
Okay. So what I have up here is a screen share of a video that I did. Let's scroll on here.
Was it? Either way, I am making the video.
This was March 6th of this year. And it was titled the Spring Equinox Popular Flat Earth AE Model Challenge. And I put this out to all of the channels that promote the popular AE model. And not a single one ever responded to this. Not a one. They won't mention our channel's names. They won't refer to us in any which way. But in this video, you can see I have it queued up to 2552 right now. I'm responding to comments from Flat Earth Astronomy. And this is one of the three channels. So there's Flat Earth Astronomy, Steve Torrance, and Dr. Zach. These three channels have made a new video that all the popular Flat Earth channels that have been promoting the AE model, they are now pumping this new Dr. Zach, Flat Earth Astronomy, and Steve Torrance video. And so this is the same garbage that I was exposing from Dr. Zach a while ago in this Flat Earth Astronomy character. All right. These are some disinfo agents to the max. They are pumping out some of the worst garbage you could possibly imagine. And that is what's being pushed by the popular Flat Earth channels. So I'm just going to hit play here and let this run for a little bit, and then maybe jump through and just make a few points.
Video on bringing full attention to the real observations on March 20th. If you think your atmosphere can account for what we witness, let's see it. If you do not think it can account for what we witness, then it's time to scrap it and make a public apology for misleading people.
How many of you think that the flat earth model doesn't make sense because the sun would never rise and set, but instead be visible 24 hours a day. Welcome to the Steve and Dr. Zach Show.
And 15 months ago, I started to work on this with Chandra Seke, aka The Man, and then we teamed up with Steve Torrance, and together we solved this puzzle. If our theory would work, and we had no idea how to test it. Steve already had the flat Earth model designed in his software, but there was something missing from it, and this something was the atmosphere. And we had no idea how to add this atmosphere to his model. And by coincidence, Steve found out that his program is capable to model the atmosphere exactly how it is. So he took the data from the internet and built all the layers of the atmosphere, and suddenly the magic happened and everything started to make perfect sense. And when I say everything, I mean everything. The sun started to rise and set, and it started to match reality more than the globe model does.
And all we did to make the flat Earth model work was add the atmosphere exactly how science represents it. We didn't make it up.
Now, solving this problem doesn't mean that we solved everything. We still have a problem with the elevation angles, because the sun that we see is not in its real position. What we see is just the apparent sun. So imagine the real sun is here and the fake sun is here. The shadow that you're going to get is going to follow the apparent sun and not the real sun, and this is not what we want. Okay, so the elevation angle that you're going to measure with the sextant or with any other tool is not the angle of the real position of the sun. It's just the angle of the apparent sun. And we're still working on how to locate the real sun that we never see. Once we locate it, we will be able to get the exact elevation angles of the real position of the sun. And by doing that, we can draw the flat Earth map from scratch.
So here is that Steve Torrance channel on YouTube. You can see that most of his videos are dedicated to CGI, some program that they admit does not match reality when it comes to the rise and set azimuths of the sun, the moon, the stars. That they do not match. They are not accurate. And this is what Dr. Zach is using and promoting as being truth and being the answer, in that we have some sort of apparent sun or a fake sun, and that we can't use measuring instruments like sextants to see where and what, what angles the things are happening at. It's unbelievable, really. So to all the doctors,
right. So what that was right there was Dr. Zach had come out with some terrible CGI garbage that they admitted did not work. The angles that they were coming up with do not match reality. And that's what everybody was trying to jump behind and promote as being the new salvation to the way the popular AE model does not work. So I had put out a video trying to just smash them, because this was just lying garbage. It's satanic. It's all built on deception, trying to deceive us more. And note the channels that are promoting this. They're all the popular flat Earth channels. And so what they have out now, I was looking for the video, and Dr. Zach doesn't even have it posted on his video, but I know channels like GLOBEBUSTERZ has, they've got it posted on theirs, and they're talking about how this is all the rage and this makes sense. And what I've been noticing is that from the GLOBEBUSTERZ, I scan through, I listen to as much of their garbage as I can to try to make sure there's not something going on that needs to be talked about. And now they're really promoting this. And so you watch the video, what they've come up with, and now they're promoting hyperbolic geometry. World is a saddle. that we're all sitting on, or a donut, because they
infinitely parallel curving lines.
Yeah. So I mean, they're getting behind the Theoria hypothesis, that whole magnetic model like that, and toroidal this and Faraday effect this, and the apparent sun, right? It's always apparent. You're not actually looking at the sun. It's just apparent. So they're slowly having to give ground inch by inch to these things that we have been pounding on since we've started talking together. Right? This is nothing new. This is exactly what we've been covering since day one. We knew that the equinox did not work in the popular AE model, and you and I, we dug into it and researched it and studied it and knew for sure that the popular AE model could not work. Look at this, you know. We were shouting it from the rooftops as loud as we could. I was on GLOBEBUSTERZ. I was sniped on GLOBEBUSTERZ and trying to talk about stuff like that. They didn't want to address it. Now they're giving inch by inch, but they've swung it. They're still not going to go to the truth. They're going to flip it around, and they're going to go hyperbolic on us. And I just want to show everybody what I'm talking about.
Oh, did it switch?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, sorry.
You can show
I'll
that.
go back. No, I was just trying to keep up with what you were saying. So you could take over. Here you go. Sorry.
That's the saddle. I was going to cue that up, but you got it.
Yeah, this is the saddle here. Didn't you have a Google Plus page or a Wikipedia?
Yeah, it's on Wikipedia. We'll get to that, but this is from their video, and so I just want people to see. You know, go ahead and watch this garbage. We're gonna take a little time. We're gonna skip through it. It's gonna be all under fair use. The disclaimer played at the beginning. We're gonna go through and explain to everybody how this model is impossible, just like I did with the last garbage that same team tried to put out. Pay attention. Who is it that's getting behind and promoting this? It's all those popular flat Earth model people.
Mm-hmm. So there was you also had a comment from Flat Earth. Was it Flat Earth Astronomy?
Yeah.
Was it this guy?
That video that I just played started with comments that I had to Flat Earth Astronomy.
Yeah, so the video that we're playing here, I remember I came out with the No 24-Hour Sun. So basically the issue that I had with this footage was that there are no shadows or light in this footage. Now, I remember when this came out, this original video, remember, so what else did you remember seeing anything on this?
Yeah, we studied, they're reusing the same footage. If we skip through this video, I know that we're going to see that Steve Torrance 24-hour circling sun garbage that we have expressly pointed out to people. This is CGI.
This is where I wanted to get your expertise here. Okay, so in the video at this point here, they are postulating that they want you to look at a corpuscular ray, and then they want you to walk south and look back up at it. Could you explain to the people what's up with this?
Well, I was thinking what we would do is pick this thing apart methodically and not just jump into one spot. But I wanted to show people what the hyperbolic geometry is that I'm talking about. That's where the popular flat Earth crowd is going. They're going hyperbolic on you. It's not flat anymore. It's hyperbolic. I'll show you what I mean.
I'll stop screen sharing. It's pretty interesting because I enjoyed the study here. personally, I enjoyed reading about Euclid and his problems and all kinds of these 3-dimensional, 2-dimensional objects.
Well, this is beyond flat Earth, right? So
yeah,
we already know that Earth is flat on this channel for sure, and we've been going beyond that. And so I went into math studies where I found serious problems in math that I've talked about, and I've got videos that talk about this. Nobody's really interested in problems in math, but in my research, I came across non-Euclidean geometry, and this is something that I remembered from freshman geometry in high school. And but I've studied it and got a lot more serious around this time and really making sense of it. And so Euclidean geometry is the geometry that we use and works. It's based on a flat plane in 3-dimensional space. That's what works in this world. So there's all these things like they talk about 1-dimensional, they talk about 4-dimensional things. They're nothing but thoughts and ideas in people's heads. They don't work in reality. We have no way of seeing or experiencing these things. The reality that we work within is a 3-dimensional flat plane. That's what works. And so non-Euclidean geometry, you've got a couple of options here. You have elliptic and hyperbolic. If you scroll down here, you're going to see under elliptic geometry, the simplest model for elliptic geometry is a sphere. Ronnie, any spheres jump out, things that we cover?
Hell might be a sphere. No.
Well, we've had to do battle with a lot of people that think that Earth is a sphere.
Yeah, they believe it.
Yeah, so that's elliptic geometry. And where lines are great circles, we hear great circle routes all the time. This is what pilots talk about. They believe that we are in elliptic geometry. And points opposite each other are identified or considered to be the same. All right, that's a big thing. So they even have a globe here, and they show how on a sphere, the sum of the angles of a triangle do not add up to 180 degrees. They don't, not in the elliptic geometry. 180 is not the amount for a triangle. Now, anybody that builds anything and uses compasses knows that in our 3-dimensional flat plane Euclidean geometry, the sum of 3 angles, in a triangle is 180 degrees. That is geometry that works in this world. So, like you showed us, Ronnie, they went hyperbolic on us. They are showing us that we are on a saddle. And so that's hyperbolic geometry. And so let's jump over to hyperbolic and get a little bit more specific on this. And it's a non-Euclidean geometry. The parallel postulate in Euclidean geometry is replaced. And that is for any given line, R and point P, not on R, the plane containing both line R and point P, there are at least 2 distinct lines through P that do not intersect. And so this is made up stuff. This is postulating that that's possible. And when you do that type of postulation, what you end up with is a saddle shape. And that is where the popular flat earth community is going. They are jumping behind these guys that are saying that we're on a saddle. That's right from their video.
Well, it's concave earth, really.
It's concave earth.
Lord Stephen Christ's model. It's also in the movie with Matt Damon. Ethereum is the name of the movie, I think. So,
Yeah.
or Elysium. It's a rotating spoke-like land where people live, and it's basically that hyperbolic paraboloid shape.
Yeah. So we actually predicted this a long time ago. There was a lot of signs that pointed to the popular flat Earth community going concave Earth.
Yeah, we knew it. But I don't think it's going to have quite the effect that they were hoping for, because basically we've done the back search and we've done the testing, and just to quickly show you, this footage here was filmed. He was uploaded on the 28th of August. This is like 34, 35, 36 miles over flat land, and you can see that's almost at. So the base of this goes underground, right? The very, very bottom, it's in a dip. So you're seeing the entire structure of the CN Tower with no curvature over 34 miles. So if we lived in a saddle, you would see into the indent. What I just described, the base of this is set in the ground. Mm-hmm. It would be leaning towards you. So.
Yeah, well, a lot of people aren't going to quite understand the connection that we're making to this being the hyperbolic model just by the association of a saddle that they show in their video and what I just talked about. We will explain to you this connection. It's something that, because we've done the research on this a long time ago, and knew this material, the second we saw it, it was just like bing. But I would understand how a person that hasn't done the research will have to walk you through it. So from the chat, please, if you have any questions on this material, we would like to answer them for you here and now, so that it's encoded into this video so that it can be answered for everybody else. And that's why we ask people to show up for the shows, be in the live chat, ask your questions, so that this can all be put into the videos and be there for everyone.
That's right. To be a part of the community, not just, me and you. I see Enslaved by Media has joined us. Redemption is at hand. So do you see this fadeaway here, Jason?
Yeah, I do.
So that what shape is this? Is this a hyperbolic?
No, it's a flat plane, and it's what we're observing are the actual laws of perspective. And you made a video about this that is the best on YouTube.
Oh, thanks, man. I think I titled it that too. But but you can see here that this is it's flat, man. There's no way around how flat that is. Look, flat. Like that is absolutely. It's flat, right? So, and that's the, well, that's a bad area. He's got the camera tilted, but it's 30 miles from here. So you should be missing. I'll move this here. At least this much of the building. In my opinion. So, and we're not missing this much. We can see it all.
No, I know how they came up with their donut shape, which is the hyperbolic. The donut shape is the hyperbolic math, the non-Euclidean geometry. And they came up with it by watching the data for the sunrise, sunset, solar noon declination from the northern hemisphere and from the southern hemisphere. This is the first time the popular flat Earth community is actually bringing in material from the southern hemisphere. And when they do, they come up with a donut. But the donut doesn't go around in a circle. It's a tunnel shape that follows like a U. It doesn't go around in a perfect circle, and you can see that in the data as well. So they are fudging the numbers from the south. I know for sure. in order to come up with a donut that goes around.
And well, and they have this map model here.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and pick through this thing, stop it at some key points, throw our commentary in on it, and point out all the MK Ultra and all the really satanic things that are super encoded into this video.
So I'm going to speed it up a bit. Should we go 1.2 or 1.5?
I just want to say hello to ROTR and Enslaved by Media. Enslaved by Media, I'm really happy. The material that you've been putting out lately has been fantastic. And, you know, like I started off at the beginning here saying I was a little down and out. You've been a serious bright spot. When I turn on YouTube, you've been the light for me lately.
Totally on fire.
So you want to skip through this video a little bit?
Sure.
So those are your three characters there. And I've got them all in my prior video. All three of those were in there. Sentenced to Death. Interesting title for a track. Ronnie?
Yeah.
There's no audio. Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hear it, but if you don't, I'll you can screen share.
Wait, do you want to check and make sure that the sound was checked?
Sound check.
Yeah, so that you can bring the volume down on it, just enough so that we can hear them speak when they do speak. But here, everybody, what you're seeing is that toroidal magnetic field that you see guys like Theoria Apophysis YouTube channel. He's talking about it from that standpoint. I don't think he's a flat earther though. But then you've got like GLOBEBUSTERZ jumping on that. Bob's always been Mr. Faraday effect, man. He says it's real.
Yeah, sorry, I just hit around there. I jumped for a second. Yeah, Apophysis channel was the one who came out with these light magic tricks, and with a slinky, well, a little ball that he pops, and these rings all of a sudden fold out due to the angle that the pieces of steel have been cut. So he was the one who was really promoting this stuff. You know, he's got that spring that it does this shape, right? So that proves that that's where we live. So this is the Paul Cataret, or I can't remember his name, but this is the most wrong model you could possibly have, right?
Yeah, well, we've already shown how the AE model that has the sun and moon doing circles is impossible. That's something that we've been blasting, and there is a group of people out there that have caught on to this, that understand this, that apparently the popular flat earth channels are now having to change their tune, walk away from the AE model, but you'll still see, like in a piece like this, you know, that they're still going to promote the AE model. They still have them circling, but now they're going to put you onto a saddle, and it's not flat anymore. All right? They're using hyperbolic geometry.
Yeah, and
that
so
shows what is actually going on up there.
Maybe he's talking too quick, but let this run.
Yeah. Let him hang himself. Oh, here's some CGI.
Modeling and experience.
Yeah, well, this is that video we were talking about that Flat Earth Astronomy tried to share a while ago.
Yeah.
There's no shadows.
Well, yeah, and this
light
is
on the ground.
This is one of the things that the popular flat Earth channels, that they've shown CGI of the sun and moon doing circles and shrinking in perspective, and we were pounding that that's not happening. That's not what we record. You know, we got people like Flat Earth Photography and Enslaved by Media. They film with the P900 and like, nope, that is not what is happening. Here's the CGI, and it's being used in this video again by these people.
CGI.
Yeah.
Can you hear it? Can you hear them?
That have made
Yeah.
Okay.
it very clear to us that all current models are wrong.
These guys haven't had enough respect to come over and try to debunk us. So all the models that they've supposedly researched are wrong, but they've stopped, right?
We will debate anybody regarding the models that we've been promoting, because if you are more accurate, we want to stand on the truth, whatever it is. Nobody will come debate with us on this material at all.
The main reason for that is because they all start premise that the tropics form the actual paths of a physical object like the sun or moon.
Well, see here, they show the sine wave over the map, because you can actually live in these cities, and when the sun actually does cross you, you can see that it's getting dark out, right? So they've had to infuse an oblique magnetic map. You know, it's right here. This is the proper correct way, right?
Yeah, but what's the problem with a map like this that we knew right from the get-go and made us look for something else?
Let's stretch to infinity at the poles.
Ah!
Yeah, this is, as every degree you move further north or south from the equator, the map skews to an unlegible, unnavigatable infinity.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's stretched to infinity at the top and bottom. It doesn't work.
Correct.
Most flat earthers also have very little hands-on experience in astronomy and proper experiments, which led to an immense pile of incorrect assumptions and false claims regarding their model commitment and bias towards their current held beliefs.
Not like having to make up an apparent sun and birefringence Faraday effects, right?
The stuff that they were originally trying to do to save the popular flat earth community. These channels, that they made that content.
To show in a simple way that the sun, for example, is not a physical object, we have measured the disk size of the sun when it moved directly overhead.
What are they trying to prove here?
Well, no, they're recognizing that it doesn't shrink in size. We were wrong.
Okay,
perspective.
It's
not shrinking due to perspective, people. They are admitting this. They're conceding that point. This is what we do. We have to take it inch by inch by inch from these liars and deceivers. But here they go. They finally admit it's not shrinking.
So the sun stays the same size.
Yes.
That result ended up in a 39.8 mile diameter sun.
This isn't accurate.
No.
It's based on supposition.
So now they've almost got an oblique Mercator. Oh, you can see them trying to saddle skew it.
Oh, just wait. We'll get a better view of this. They show it.
Eyes at you. If you use that
We'll get another better glimpse of it.
size on any projection on dates like the equinoxes,
It doesn't work.
when almost everybody has a sunrise at 90 degrees east, you will soon find out that most azimuth angles will never work.
Jaron was
with it
Jaron was
that
using
close.
this in GLOBEBUSTERZ today too.
Really?
Yep.
If you take any flat projection and place the small sun on the equator on the equinox and place yourself at sunrise, on almost all latitudes, the sun is directly east of your position.
What latitudes is it not?
Well, just give them that. Let them. We'll take that. We'll take that from them because they are admitting sun on the equinox rises 90 degrees east, 90 east. That's 270 west.
70 west.
This was where we came out and started smashing the popular flat earth channels, just making people aware of this. Apparently, in 6 months, we've had an effect.
They heard us.
They heard us. They heard us.
To move north or south in seconds from top to bottom, that small object will remain fixed at its azimuth angle on the horizon, which by rule of geometry makes it impossible to be a small physical object.
Well, no. Makes it impossible to be circling around this map.
Right, right.
This led us to do more research into the properties of the sun and its behavior in the sky. We have come across so many false claims and highly questionable ideas about the motion of the sun and moon and stars that we find it's our duty to correct these claims.
Yeah. Since you're the ones that created the garbage, you satanic pieces of trash.
They're not even correcting it. They're making it worse.
They're going hyperbolic on us.
A defecating sun
Some claim
circling.
the sun moves.
It's not even a flat
Moves in
plane
straight
anymore. Now
lines.
it's hyperbolic.
It's two infinite curved planes. Never
Which is a false claim
always
as shown
parallel.
in the following images.
Wrong. Oh, okay. We got red flag. Can you hit the bell for me? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you got. I didn't say smash the bell, but does the sun do a downwards arc or the moon? This is the moon rising. Doesn't it do a rainbow, an arch, not upside down? Like you see this path here.
The path of the moon?
Yes. You see how it's
it hooks both ways each month, where it rises north of east and sets north of west, and it rises south of east and sets south of west, everywhere, every month.
Yeah. Well, its path doesn't go. Do I have the annotate? Where is it? I just want to highlight its path. Its path doesn't. It always goes like this, man. It never goes like that. Nothing ever rises in the sky and hooks like that, except for the stars circling Polaris and Sigma Octantis. But you know what I'm saying? Like the moon and the sun, they rise,
Yeah.
and they set. They don't go. This is trying to imply that the sun is circling.
That is. It's more circling garbage.
So it's
fake. It's made up. It's another deception. I don't know that they put anything real in their videos.
Yeah.
All lies.
All lies. Realize, see their lies.
So I want to point out
look at this one.
ROTR says, I'm not aware of who that is. Do you know what this information is? We are talking about the new flat earth model that's being promoted by the big flat earth channels that is a product of this channel, Flat Earth Astronomy, Steve Torrance, and Dr. Zach. And this is where all the popular channels are going.
Antonio Superats.
Yeah, GLOBEBUSTERZ pushing it.
Oh yeah, wakey, get your Ethereum, get your keychains. You got Patricia Steer pushing it, thanking everybody for all their. Steve Torrance, aka the man.
Yeah.
You know, this is the new Flat Earth. Oh, Mike Hamonic.
Oh. Yeah, see, I know that he pretended to be a Christian and you know, tried to draw you in with the whole Christian thing. But he is right up there with these Satanist channels, just nestled in, and he refuses to go where the truth takes, which is the model that we are promoting. Nobody's been able to debunk it. We're sitting down here just having a laugh with their video tearing it apart. It's based on CGI and hyperbolic math. Come on.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Even flat earth math is befuddled, even though I've totally demonstrated, explained, and presented to him the error with the globular model with its axis of rotation not working, with the fact that the equator is local. The equator is stationary in the sky, right?
Well,
so
he's exposing himself as being fake opposition.
Fake opposition, because if he can't understand, when I told him that the axis of rotation disproves the Earth's movement and the fact that we're on a sphere, and yet, but he's congratulating these jokers,
right?
Saying, "Oh, fascinating," you know, attention to detail.
Yeah, keep scrolling through here. Let's record. Let's Orphan Red.
Orphan Red made it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's great. All these people, not one of them have ever tried to debunk, comment, question our work. We have a model that actually depicts where you look, the movement of the stars, north, east, south, and west, all around you, omnidirectional. The map works from any point.
Well, it's an actual map that you could use to sail someplace by drawing a straight line between two places.
Well, it becomes a great circle route.
On a sphere, but if you were to actually do it on a flat plane like we live on, if you drew a straight line from here to there, that is the direct path on how to get there. So when we keep going in the video, we're gonna see how their model's still totally impossible, even though they've gone hyperbolic on us. That'll be easily debunked. But yeah, come back to us, show us where our model doesn't work so that we can make it more accurate, everyone. How long is it going to take these satanic channels if we keep just getting them inch by inch by inch? You know, they have to concede. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Yeah, I haven't got much to say tonight. I'm cutting you off.
No.
Daniel Leather's been in the flat earth for like 3.5 years. Never comments on anything that we've ever done, but here it appears to him that the Gleason's map could still work. Right? If the sun's a projection. Daniel, your entire reality is a projection. Join Beyond Flat Earth. So yeah, no man. There's just a bunch of a lot of these are probably bot comments, like bots. Martin Lickey. Epic. It's great that everyone has enthusiasm, but for lies and deception.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going. For the people that somehow don't just first time going through this catch that it's all lies and deception. Let's point it out for these people.
So, right back on point. This image right here is 100% fake. Not
real. CGI.
Really bad CGI too. Look at this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Representing their circling AE model.
It's not right in any way. It'd be coming west to east. So
it's not what you see in the sky. Record.
12-hour time
That's a bit
span.
closer. Maybe if you're standing in the Arctic Circle.
It could look like that.
And then that's this is a time lapse. That was a time lapse of a year.
There have also been claims that the sun moves in a circular path, which is also incorrect.
Oh, whoa!
I won't pause.
Oh.
Let me rewind that. Hang on. Draw everyone's attention to the text.
And it can be verified by tracking the speed of the sun on its azimuth and declination in a 12-hour time span.
Get ready.
There have also been claims that the sun moves in a circular path, which is also incorrect.
We got that logged.
Oh! While they're showing you the sun circling.
Yeah, it's incorrect. Everyone can see that. So yeah, Jason, on this map, could you tell me? Okay, my pointer. See my pointer?
Yeah.
I'm in Australia. Could you tell me how do I sail to Santiago, Chile? Could you just tell me which way to move my pointer?
Well, why don't you pull out the annotation tool here and let's lay some lines down here that the promoters of this model.
Here, you got it.
Okay.
It's you.
Let's see here.
You have control.
Yeah, I have to find the annotate tool. It's not.
I gave it to you.
I have control of your screen.
You should.
I just can't get to annotate.
Okay. What did you want me to draw?
Let's go from Cape Town. You know, the tip of South Africa, right about there. Oh, yeah. You can go either way. Go to Santiago, Chile, or Argentina.
And then
that's like to Ushuaia. That's fine. Yeah, but just mark out these flights here. That triangle. And from Sydney back. Go ahead and make the ones in Australia all come from Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah, just this is what they have to answer if they want to have any credibility whatsoever.
Sydney's here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to look like a fool.
No, that flight, and that flight. All right, so we always hear from the popular flat earthers that, dead reckoning, that's the shortest path. Great circle routes don't make any sense because we're not on a sphere, right? So you would dead and reckon it. And if you did any one of these flights, you clearly see that is not the path traveled whatsoever. If you go from Sydney to, Santiago, you're not cutting across the United States like that. And then the flights, they're too long. Those are mammoth flights that are way beyond what any plane can do. It's not the path. It's not doable with the aircraft that we have, the range that they have. And then what you see the popular flat earth channels do is they keep shifting this around. If they're doing one flight that they want to make work, they squish the map that way and say, okay, that works. But then all the other flights are super exaggerated that they don't work. If you just look at it right here, any which way that you move that, you're going to make another direction more difficult.
Yeah, in any movement. So as soon as you try to skew something, it does. It totally. And look where they go.
Yeah.
Clear the drawing. Yeah. Hopefully people got that. So this footage here is under the copyright of animations. It is the only 24-hour footage in the universe of the sun rising and staying above it doesn't rise. I believe it starts off above ground.
Of a circular path, since although when you go to see
there's
the
no
Arctic,
it's CGI. We've been covering this for a long time. I cover it the first time I talk about these guys. It's CGI.
It's like Stellarium level CGI with the sun, right?
And then people would wonder why do we deny the existence of a 24-hour sun? It's because we have no footage of one.
This is it. This is
we have Bob of GLOBEBUSTERZ that says that he's seen it, and we have nobody else that can testify or have footage that there's a 24-hour sun. We keep getting this garbage, so there's no 24-hour sun.
Just this one film. This is it. All you get. And, we got copyright strikes for posting it. Well, they removed the video. We didn't get a strike for that one. Yeah. But I'll keep going.
The path, since any observer has to rotate a full 360 degrees to follow the sun.
There's no sunset in this footage. It's fake. There's no coloring of the sky.
Sky doesn't change color.
It's
always bright blue.
But also with a circular path, you end up with the same problems with regards to sun angles on any given day of the year.
Yeah.
So nowhere on Earth does it work at any time.
No.
I gotta skip ahead. Jason, what's the map? Are they still using the map? Oh.
That's it.
Hyperbolic paraboloid shape of the sun analemma is
That's
not
the sun analemma. Analemma?
The hyperbolic, parabolic, he just went there. They're saying that the analemma is that. It's not.
So here's where they're trying to get you. They're trying to slowly break there. See these images here? You know that arc?
Yeah.
That I was talking about? That's what they're trying to say this is. But the analemma is a snapshot of a total of an entire year. They're trying to say it does this analemma once a day.
Well, you'll see. They have some CGI prepared for that as well. That's real. That's what we need to nail in models.
Yes, this is real. This works on our map. This is not real.
But that same motion is found in the sun.
What is that? I don't even know what that is. Like the sun's just. This is this is their CGI model.
Yes.
Sorry, that's how they're tracing the hyperbolic paraboloid spherical circle.
That CGI footage that you just watched right there, that is the proof that what they're saying is true. They modeled it. Look at that. Amazing.
This drift pattern becomes obvious when you track the sun with high-end trackers.
Oh. With a non-drifting tool. The drift becomes obvious when you take away the drifting.
No, what they're saying right now is when you actually study the angles with a tool like this, you will come to see that there are certain arcs being made, and then they're going to use that, and they're going to put it onto a donut, but the donut's impossible.
Like Laufenberg trackers. And just track the azimuth of the sun. Do not use the correction adjustments of the tracker. So that
why is there no light on the light bulb?
Why are they using CGI
15
here?
degrees an hour.
That's not the sun is already set in this footage, I believe. It's a pan of like twilight.
The drift pattern is also equal and opposite.
You know what I mean? Sorry to bust them.
Yeah.
It's just a pan of a twilight situation, and they've added this effect in. You can see how not real the sun does more of a sinusoidal pattern,
which means that this small 39.8
the sun is setting. These people have their outdoor lights on. Hello,
it's Blender. It's not real.
This is the street light reflecting here.
Diameter sun is moving across the sky at various observed speeds north and south of the equator. After 2 years of research and modeling, we were stuck and couldn't make it work to model the sun or any object accurately. We started from scratch again.
Oh.
After looking at photos of crepuscular
I
rays of the sun.
I want to point out, these are all the shots that I used in my look up video, those crepuscular rays. That is evidence of the simulated sun. If you look at all the rise set angles, this right here is part of the proof. And they start showing some real good things, but then they make all the wrong connections with it.
Like, yeah, that because we can observe the sun being at the end of these here angles, which is right above and within these clouds. Let's talk about the latitudes that these pictures came from. The sun's above those clouds at those latitudes. Come on. That's really important. Yeah.
After looking at photos of crepuscular rays of the sun, which all flat earthers have seen a million times, we came to a revelation many, if not all, flatheads have overlooked. When you look at crepuscular rays piercing through clouds over a lake or plain, for example, the angles of the rays...
See the shape here, the guy?
Yeah, well, it shows how close the sun is right there above those clouds.
Where they can converge?
Yeah. Let's talk about the latitude it's at.
Just above the clouds in most cases. But we know the sun is not right above the clouds.
Ah! No. See? I go, ah! He just said we know the sun's not right above the clouds, right after showing us the sun's right above those clouds. Ah! Everybody! You showed us the sun.
But we know the sun is not right above the clouds. We started wondering what someone would see looking back from the other side, and if he or she would see the same thing.
This is gonna get crazy.
Okay, Jason.
Imagine a scenario.
Jason, can you tell me, have you chased crepuscular rays before?
Sort of. You can't catch them though.
Have you ever managed to get south of one or
well,
yeah.
We'll be going there in just a second.
Where you see these rays over a lake.
Look at that sphere. Just kidding. It's a circle of sight.
Those rays are lighting up a spot on the water. Now put another observer right across the lake looking back at you. Can he see those rays in that lit up spot on the water like in this animation?
No!
Let's take that one step further and the primary observer see.
That's a no.
No. No, he cannot. This makes me mad because
Animation.
they are assuming that the people on flat earth are absolute super idiots.
They are mocking you.
Super idiots. Okay? I know you've all figured this out already, but no, you cannot put yourself on the other side and see the crepuscular rays from the other side. No.
Because the sun continues to move at a fixed position to your point in view.
Well, we are in the northern hemisphere. Mm-hmm. We are always going to see the declination of the sun to the south of us.
Yes. You cannot get to the south of it by going across a lake.
So the sun's declination is always south of us unless we go all the way down and get to the other side. And what's called the southern hemisphere or southern half plane,
Mm-hmm.
all right, you'd have to get to the southern latitudes in order to look back and see the sun at a declination the other direction. So
yeah, it's upper and lower, right and left, right? Upper plane, lower plane, right plane, left plane. It's four corners, four squares. So you cannot get to the lower plane.
Not and have the same clouds there. So
yeah, and you can't just, skip across the lake and be at a different declination to the sun now.
So what they have is an irrational argument. It's not possible. It's not doable in reality. It's pure supposition. And they're having you do some sort of thought experiment that absolutely fries and short circuits your brain, unless if you know from the beginning that this is an impossible thought experiment to do.
Well, I've tried it. Excuse me. I've tried to chase the crepuscular rays. I've tried to drive through them. I've tried to get at a different declination, and I can't. It stays fixed to the observer like a rainbow and the sun and the moon.
This is a satanic mind trick. All right. This is high MK Ultra. This took some thought and preparation to create something so deceptive and so evil.
Yeah, with the stick figure, the cross, the flat earth, the sunlight beaming down, and also like their CGI, they're showing there's no light in this image, right? This is this would be a nighttime picture. You don't see any reflections on the water.
It's an irrational thought experiment. I know that in this that sure it's CGI, okay, but you're looking at it in a way that's not possible in reality, and they expect you to draw some conclusion that's going to help support the rest of their lies that they're telling you.
Well said.
Let's take that one step further and give the primary observer seeing the rays a long pole,
a mirror attached. So they got a mirror that goes 4 to 8,000 miles.
If your brain wasn't short-circuited before, now use a mirror and try doing this.
Yeah, 4,000 miles away. Binoculars to see the Cavendish mirror.
If he were to reflect that ray hitting the water to the observer on the other side, would he then see a reflection of the sun in that mirror? Keep in mind, the distance apart here is only 40 kilometers, and where the sun should be for the observer on the other side.
40 kilometers, ladies and gentlemen.
When, of course, you would have to be in the other hemisphere, half plane.
Totally. Boom, there you are. Now it's yellow, right?
To make these light angles in 3D software, you will need, like we used here, a local light source.
But it's not really there, though. We know it's not local.
We know it's not.
But
even though in this experiment we have to put a local light source. Right there.
Yeah, we had to.
But in reality, when you move to the other side of the lake and turn around to look back, you will have the sun at your back.
Yeah. In reality, you will.
Therefore making it impossible to see the rays in the first scenario or the reflection of the sun in the mirror.
So what was the point of
that? Was to fry your
brain. We have therefore come to the logical conclusion that those rays are personal for any observer.
See, they're having to concede. Yes, they are personal.
They are. That part is true.
Yep.
It's
just wait. They won't take it to the truth.
Oh. Yeah, I was there. Sorry. I see rainbows. Are you sure they're not going to take it to the truth?
Yeah. You can jump back ahead, I think.
not be seen by anyone else but the observer himself. That indicates that the sun is a personal or local projection. This can be verified by anyone by doing the opposite side crepuscular rays experiment, like in this animation, and see that someone looking back at someone seeing those rays cannot and will not see the same thing. A rainbow acts the same way as the sun, being that you can only see it at a specific angle, and you cannot walk around a rainbow as it will always move away from you.
We've got videos about this. This is a fact. They're giving us an inch on this.
Rainbow is a source projection, and its source is the sun. Therefore, if the sun is also a source projection of an unknown source, we can start modeling the path of the sun for each observer on Earth.
And that does not line up with their hyperbolic whatever.
You'll see what they do with it. Here's the data.
There's some numbers.
And inputted the data from observations for azimuth and declination of the sun and traced the sun object for that location for a year for each 10th latitude north and south
95 pieces of data.
Just let
Wow.
All right, here we go. Here comes the donut.
They had to start mining
so heavy Bitcoin in tiny hair-thin tracer lines that even with a super machine couldn't render the result.
Oh.
Wow.
It's amazing.
After some trial and error, we finally managed
to do it with SketchUp, though.
Result.
They had this model like 5 years ago.
And even with our sun being an equal distance to the observer, the shape and
Paul
layout
Chief or whatever
in a torus field around the Earth.
Look at that.
That's Earth, everybody. It's the AE model, but on a donut. On a donut. Hyperbolic.
On a hyperbolic paraboloid donut. Look at that. Oh, I feel sick.
Oh, Bob is really getting behind this. The Faraday effect. Faraday effect.
Yeah, the vectoring and the apparent observed motion of the sun.
More true
shape. Oh, we have to get what's his name? Astrophiosis papareacos or whatever.
Yeah, Theoria apophysis.
This is him again playing with his toys and lights and magnets, right? And some fluid, feral fluid.
Yep.
Woo! We can make it. That's the shape of the Earth, right?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Well, just because on Amazon you can buy a half dome magnifying glass and give Jaron a little money, because of that, the AE model works too.
Yeah. No, doesn't.
Search into magnetic holography.
Magnetic holography.
C is projected into
this
the
is completely
field in the sky.
This is just garbage.
The objective sun
it
follows the magnetic field lines location on Earth. So the real sun is a source coming from outside the firmament, which probably uses light polarization.
So the real sun is outside of the universe, and it's projecting through a slit in a wall. That's what he's showing, right?
Yep.
Into the magnetic field.
And rendered through the atmosphere.
Yep.
See here? See that word? There's no atmoplane. There's an upper plane, a lower plane. There's an east and a west plane, right? North, south, east, and west.
It is no coincidence that all sun arcs combined create.
So okay, I got this figured out. So they were trying to reconcile the fact that the sun sets south and rises south.
That's why they did this. Yes.
Okay, so ladies. So when it's rising, you'd get a sunset and a sunrise every day. Twice a day.
Well, right, not only that, this still has no explanation for the southern star rotation. It's still when you place they're using the AE model, so it has the sun and moon doing circles. And even though they have these backside curves here on their hyperbolic donut shape, these curves do not match what we see in reality.
No, it's not correct at all. The angles, and
you wouldn't be able to get it to go all the way around like that. The AE model, that map layout doesn't work. The flights don't work. The southern hemisphere doesn't work.
Well, he's got it covered with the ribbons, right?
Yeah.
Can't measure anything on the map because it's the flat Earth map, right?
It is.
So they get a little bit. Oh, there it is, right?
Yep. Yeah.
It's got Jaren's glass.
On the data sheets from observations, we can then get a true shape in second by second motion in the field lines.
Look at this.
Well, yeah, they probably knew that we were going to come out and start trashing things. So everybody, this is how they're going to cover for everything that doesn't work. They're going to take the magnetics and they're just going to move them around any which way they like until they get something that works.
On that moment,
and then you ask a different moment and they'll move the magnetics to the other spot to make it work.
It's all
means a stationary field as the sun moves north and south during the year. We animated this in what we call the cosmic breath of flat Earth.
Oh.
And this shows that by simply increasing
Can
the
you show
current
that map
in the field
again? It
from
was
the
a
North
little
Pole.
bit worse than the other ones that they've been using.
This one?
Yeah. There's your AE map, people. This Steve Torrance, Dr. Zach, Flat Earth Astronomy. They've modeled this up. Everybody loves it. Here's your map.
And they've indicated that it's impossible for the sun to be circling, and yet the only way that this map would work is if the sun was circling.
Yeah. Contradicting themselves, using CGI.
Well, it's just horrible.
They're mocking the flat Earth by thinking that something like this is passable. They are mocking you.
And again, it's flipped upside down and backwards. So as you can see here, Antarctica and South America, you can tell, like, so that would be your path in, and then you have your eastern Antarctica, right? Your path in from over here.
Well, actually, Bob talked about East and West Antarctica, and he's separating them into two different things. This is going to be exciting. Our map has them two separate things. This right here, which they are promoting, they've got this posted on their channel. They're so excited about this. Everybody should be watching this. This is Antarctica is a big ice circle here.
Again, but it has two openings here and here, though. So, like, yeah, because the AA map, that's why they've had to get a supercomputer, because, you know, our map, all we had to do is go to Blender and project the two-dimensional map to a sphere, and it wrapped and set the alignment of the object. The spatial orientation was at a 24-degree tilt, and we just hit unwrap.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
We just hit unwrap. I don't know. You should probably update the video, but I don't think it really makes a difference how many videos we do, right?
Well, yeah. We need people that recognize this to be truth and start sharing it, because let me just screen share here and talk about what YouTube's doing quick. Oh, you're gonna show this?
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly end cap it.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about, people. I'll just play it for 1 second. No one else really cares, right?
It over.
We're getting.
And you got a different grid work than this. It was just a rectangular grid work, but I forgot to adjust the angle And when I went to do the UV unwrap, it created this meshwork. And you can see that it's got these 3 points. Now, this is really a rectangle here, because if you look at the mesh laid out like this, and on either, so if you're, this becomes the international date line on either side right here. So if you were to travel across this, that would be a change of a day like we're familiar with on a globe. That's this right back
perfect,
here.
Man. I'll hand you over the. It was excellent the way you did that, brother.
Well, it was just it was the process of, I knew what kind of map I was looking for. I knew what I wanted. I was hoping to find, you know, a stereographical map that, when projected to a sphere, matches what we see in reality. Because we know that the globe actually works for flights and stuff like that. That's elliptical geometry. They've taken the flat plane and they've done the curvature math to project it into elliptical geometry. Now we have the popular flat earthers taking us into hyperbolic geometry, and really that means that they're turning you into concave earthers if you start falling for that, people. So I just want to bring up this article quick. This was on Drudge like yesterday or something like that. I'll make it a little bit larger to see. It says, down the tube, YouTube accused of censorship over controversial new bid to limit access to videos. So let's talk about what they've been doing, and let's talk about what's been happening to us. You know, YouTube says that they're finding a way of maintaining freedom of speech and allowing discussion and controversial issues without resorting to wholesale banning of videos. So videos are put into a limited state, cannot be embedded on other websites. Now, we can't embed our videos.
Yeah, I'd like to attest to that. Me and you worked so hard on our SEO. I spent, weeks absolutely smashing the share button in every physical possible way that you could. And it turns out, because I could always never understand why it wasn't registering it. Now, 4 months later, I think I know why.
Yeah, our videos have been put into that limited share status. So, in this article, there's people that are against this. Google is deciding what's appropriate and not appropriate content, and our content is falling into this category, but people are not getting this type of warning screen on our videos.
You just can't. They're not findable.
They're not findable. They're not showing up in the search results. With between your channel, my channel, Beyond Flat Earth, we're talking in the neighborhood of 7,500 subscribers, and we can look at my videos that are a week old still have 400 views. 400 views, and that was when we got back from the Great American Eclipse, where we had driven up there. We had recorded it with a P900, and we had exposed and showed the eclipse shadows. I saw the GLOBEBUSTERZ had to start talking about the eclipse shadows. This is not something that's explainable in the reality that we've been taught. We've been, talking to people how these are a simulation proof, a simulation realization moment. No attention on that. 400 views.
And it was live streamed.
Unbelievable. Yeah, it's turning off the comments, the embeds.
You can check my videos for comments.
And so our comments are turned off. When I began, I was seeing anywhere from 20 to 100 comments a day. And it was a lot of work trying to keep up with that. Now, keeping up with comments? Absolutely nothing. If I get a comment a day, I'm pretty shocked. And they're always the shills and trolls. There is just a handful of you, and I thank you. It's the Enslaved by Media. It's the ROTR. There's a few other channels that actually, well, you can see them. You look at current videos and see the people that have commented.
Not a one on my channel.
Yeah.
I don't have any commenters.
And
I'm hate speech, though.
So this is the world that we live in right now. YouTube is censoring us. So if you think our message is important and needs to be shared, please help us. You actually are going to have to do it because we've done everything that we can. And we are in that limited state that YouTube's, created.
Well, and we've been putting out some really good quality work, and it's a shame that no one else gets to watch it.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad.
Sitting there unwatched. So
you got Fepe, you got Hurricane, Ike.
Yeah,
North Korea.
We actually have way too much material to cover. It was important to spend the time that we did on that new hyperbolic model from those three jokers. Let's
cut it if you want.
Well, we'll cover one more topic. So everybody, we need to talk about the Feast of Tabernacles that's coming up in October. So, we've been setting watch dates. We're paying attention to the September 23rd prophecy. So we know September 23rd, big important day to be watching, preparing for. We've had previous ones. We had a big watch day for the Great American Eclipse. I was hopeful that my birthday would play into it somehow, but we do have September 11th coming up, and there's some interesting news in the making right now. Let me just flip over to this. We've got Hurricane Irma that is setting up to be the hurricane of hurricanes, it appears. Maybe break all the records. We just had Harvey, which actually affected me here in Austin. That was a massive hurricane, and I've been following the headlines. Houston is going to experience flooding that is beyond anything that's been experienced before. It's going to stay flooded for a long time. All the water that was dumped on us out here, Austin, north and south of us, this is all funneling down to rivers that are heading out to the coast, and they're going to head to Galveston and some of the cities south of there. Their water control systems are full. They're having to let water out. This is bad. Houston got really super blasted. We were fortunate here. We had high winds of 52 miles an hour. I think we had maybe, it neared 20 inches of rain that we got out here. That's a lot. The way we got it did not create the river where we're living right now to flood, in a way that the house was in danger. But if you went just a little bit east of us, then for sure the house, just being 30 feet above the river, would have been flooded. So we've got Hurricane Irma setting up, and we have seen models and things that show the possibility of a September 11th hit from this massive super hurricane. Where it's going to hit, we don't know for sure.
Well, as you can see, the graphic right here, it shows the strong northerly wind direction right there. You see the hump that it's approaching.
Yeah.
So, and the Canadian model and the I believe the European model, it does show it making landfall right up into the Hoboken, that bay right there. They're not warning anybody, brother.
Yeah, so the models that I've been seeing lately have been showing like a South Carolina hit. We had seen some models that showed a New York City hit, And nobody's talking about that possibility. But we just looked at that video recently, the guy that shows in Money how, you know, it's depicted the waves coming in and destroying New York City. And if you could bring some detail out on that, because you knew that guy a little better in your research.
Yeah, that's Kleck, Jonathan Kleck. He's exposed a lot of stuff with the money. I don't know if he very well could have been the artist. But he shows a disaster in New York, and what I'm seeing is so BP Earthwatch actually has the best nautical wind chart maps, and basically four models showed New York getting smashed, and you know, he didn't bring any attention to it at all. And he also had that model that showed New York getting hit also had like almost a 2-month projection. So it was quite a lengthy sight. It's a lot better than the one we're looking at here. People need to be worried. That hurricane, if 100-mile-an-hour wind hurricane hits anywhere along this East Coast, there's going to be a lot of death.
Yeah, and so we've got things of biblical proportions, end times type events, massive fires that, you know, we're hearing are some of the worst fires that they've ever had to deal with. The flooding, and when you read through Revelation 12, there's more to come. You know, but all these things were foretold just as, you know, basic things to be watching. Then we have the September 23rd. Revelation 12 sign happening. You really need to have your attention focused on what's going on in the world right now, people, and be serious about, if you know that the earth is flat, you know there's a creator. If you know that the earth is a simulation, you know that there's a creator. Who's the creator? We've been showing all the evidence that the creator of this world is the author of the Bible and the other inspired scriptures that were removed from the Bible.
Totally.
So, I don't know, maybe I want to pull this out quick, and do I have it up here? Thought I had it, but I guess not. Let me see if I can find it quick. I was going to show the Flat Earth Reset video quick. And then maybe we can go into maybe we'll get all this covered tonight. We sort of breezed through that stuff pretty quick. So everybody, this channel Flat Earth Reset, he's doing a great job of smashing the channel IPS, who we have exposed as being, you know, some satanic snot-nosed kid that has been milking the flat earth community on, you know, hoaxed activism. And so Flat Earth Reset's been doing a great job with this. I got permission from them before this, a new identity. There's part 3 of them. He's been receiving from IPS death threats and some really satanic material. IPS has been saying that this is part of some book, but you can clearly listen to this for yourself and understand that this is not part of some book. These are directed attacks at Flat Earth Reset. I'm going to play this. I want to give credit to his channel for the going to battle with this IPS guy. Everybody, this is a supposed Flat Earth channel that the popular Flat Earth channels all support. You have the Patricia Steers, the GLOBEBUSTERZ. They all support IPS. Jeranism, big supporter of IPS. And well, you should all hear what this guy has to say. and ask yourself, is this who you want representing you in the flat earth? So
any copyrighted material, because this MP3 file was sent to me via email just now, and it contains more death threats. I won't even mention the guy's name so he can't try to get a strike against my channel. You all know who he is. But yeah, this is only for adults. It's got vulgar language and death threats. Yeah. Here is A New Identity, Part 3.
Part 3.
So if you're a good guy, what are you so afraid of? Why are you hiding? I saw in a comment you said, I own you. No, you don't. I can do whatever I want. I can go wherever I want. I can do what I want. I can tell people anything about myself that I want. You can't. You have been forced into a corner. You're forced into the corner of your little basement, and you will remain there. You can never talk about anything. You can never live stream from your front yard. You've got to hide. Like a little rat. You're scared of me, buddy. You talk big, but you're fucking scared of me. You're so fucking scared that you can never go to a meetup. You can never say, this is who I am. This is my life experience. This is how I found out about flat earth. You can't do fucking shit. You will always remain a small, disgusting, shit-flinging turd monkey. You will never be anything above that. You can never rise above it. You're always going to be scum, lowlife, scared bitch. You're a scared little gossip bitch. You're fucking scared. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove you're not scared. You little twerp. You're fucking scared. You're a little imp. You think you're a big L? I'm big L. I'm big L, but I'm afraid to put my information out there. Yeah, you're fucking scared, you fucking twat. You're fucking scared. I do not respect you. I don't respect you. I would spit in your fucking face, man. I would spit in your fucking face. I don't respect you, you fucking coward. And if I get my hands on you, you bet I'm going to spit in your fucking face. Multiple times. If I do to you what I want to do to you, that's going to be the least of what the fuck happens to you. So I'm watching, and I'm on my timeline. Every month that goes by, I'll be in a better position to swat you like a fucking fly. You have the opportunity to address it now. Wow. You get police protection. It'll be live broadcasted. We'll say, hey, this is a confrontation between an internet stalker and his victim. He just wants to understand why he's being slandered, libeled, defamed, smeared by somebody who should know. Someone who should fucking know, of all people, you should know presumption of innocence. And here you are in violation of that shit, you fucking turd monkey. You piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit. You weak-minded worm. And you're in hiding. That's the funny thing, man. You are fucking hiding from me. Look at you. You little bitch, hiding in the corner of your little garage, corner of your basement, wherever you're fucking sitting. You are hiding from me. Get that. Say that to yourself. I am hiding from this guy on the internet because I'm a little shit talker and I'm afraid of retribution. I am fucking hiding. I am in hiding. I am in hiding. I'm a political prisoner. You know what? You're in hiding. You know that, right? You are in hiding. I've never hid. You're essentially in hiding. It's like the witness protection program. You've got to hide who you are, hide your address, conceal everything, because you're afraid that I might find out where you are. How pathetic is that? You're fucking afraid of me. You are afraid of me, Alan. Alan, you're afraid of me. You're scared. You're scared that I might find out where you live. How scary is that? Ooh, I might come and get you and fucking kill your dogs, kill your chickens, slash your tires, slash your throat.
Whoa!
What are you afraid of? What do you think's gonna fucking happen?
It gets worse.
What do you actually think's gonna happen, you retard? I want to sit down at Denny's and talk to you and say, why are you talking shit, old man?
I'll go to Denny's.
Why don't you fucking own up to it? You're so afraid that okay, you stupid piece of shit. Let me fucking educate you for a minute. You fucking retard. I hope you're fucking sitting down so you can understand me. Woo! It's not libel if it's true. It's not slander if it's true. Amen. So if this shit is fucking true, let's go to fucking court over it, you fucking piece of shit. Defend it in court. Oh, this guy's a Luciferian tranny. Fucking defend that, you piece of shit.
No, it'd be fun.
Stand by your fucking words, you coward. Stand by your fucking words, you coward. Stop fucking hiding! It's because you know that you're in the wrong. You know you're a fucking liar. You know you're bearing false witness. You're very aware of it. You are bearing false witness.
So sick that he can do this.
I'm gonna fucking stab you in the fucking neck with a fucking number 2 pencil, you motherfucker.
Whoa!
Stab you in the neck with a number 2 pencil.
Wow. He's a lunatic.
Yeah, he belongs in prison or an insane asylum, right?
Well, send him some. Jaron doesn't see any problem with it.
Jaron supports this guy.
He's no problem with it. It's a book, right? That's part of his book. He's writing a book.
You can clearly tell that this was purely directed at him. Those death threats were directed at him. It wasn't part of a book.
What do you mean directed at him?
At Flat Earth Reset.
So he really is going to stab him in the throat with a number 2 pencil?
Well, he said he wants to.
That's crazy. And does he know that when you send an email of something that you've actually made that public information?
Yeah, though the only way it's protected is if you have a signed non-disclosure
NDA?
agreement with NDA with a person. You'd have to go and do an agreement that you weren't going to share that material. Without that agreement, and you sent it to somebody, it's just public domain.
Yeah. So, Flat Earth Reset, good job. You're having a great effect. It's really starting to work.
Well, I don't want IPS to represent Flat Earth whatsoever. He's here to destroy Flat Earth.
Well, who's going to do the truth seeking? And not only that, but his logo that he's promoting, the Fepe, is it's a hate symbol already, right? Yeah.
So we've got a couple more topics that I think we wrap it up for tonight. But yeah, the Fepe, want to cover that. The Feast of Tabernacles, want to spend some time on that. And then North Korea, everybody, nukes are a hoax. So once you realize that, something's not real, let's say you've realized that dinosaurs are a hoax, and then you hear a news article that, a dinosaur was running through town, but you already know that dinosaurs are a hoax, then you know that that news article is fake. So this whole North Korea thing, they set off a nuke, supposedly fusion this time, like the sun's supposed fusion. Nukes are a
Wednesday, right? We're gonna deal with we'll do the Hurricane Irma update. We'll do the North Korea, and we'll do Tabernacles.
Yeah, and anything else that jumps out at us. So, like I told you earlier today, we've as far as laying down proofs and evidence for all the things that we're saying, we've done it. Okay, it's all there.
It's there. It's
nobody's asking questions about it. Nobody's denying it. Nobody's able to refute it. It's all there. So the direction I'm leaning towards with what we're going to do is current affairs, color commentary, debunking satanic flat earth channels, and continuing to always promote the end times and the scriptures and how that all fits together, what we're seeing, what we're hoping for. And it's a learning process. We're feeling this out just like everybody else. It is an area that you and I have lots of expertise on. We do know the scriptures really well, and we are actual, real, practicing, true Christians.
And we want to learn. We want to learn more as well together, right? Especially
if we're incorrect about anything, we want to be standing on the most accurate truth we possibly can.
That's what my hope is, brother. Do you want me to finish it off with the intro just to get people pumped up?
That'd be great.
Okay. Yeah. And by the way, super hats off to you, brother. Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks.
And we'll see everybody Wednesday.
Thank you, everyone.
Cubs Music, the team producers. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh Cubs Music on the beat. 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 Exclusive beat for you.